How does a man fall in love? How does he start to get real feelings for you instead of just being attracted to you? This is such a deep, long topic, but let's just start with some simple plans here and some simple ideas. In another video, I talked about how it's important not to cover up your pheromones, cover up your smell, your natural scent with perfume and smoke and anything else that, laundry that would block you. And you also want to do that with what you wear. It should come from your heart and not from something you think you should wear or something you think it might be appropriate. You want to feel like you. How a man falls in love is very completely influenceable by you, except for the basic things like his pheromone connection to you through his parents and his upbringing that will start his initial attraction. But this is how friendships become great loves, epic love stories, because he got past the pheromone part. He got to know you and his emotional self kicked in and his pheromones just went out the window. He didn't care anymore. That is a really interesting jump because that leaps everything past the part that you have no influence over. So what do you have influence over? One is men, unless they are so deeply wounded that they need to be treated really, really badly. And do any of us want that kind of a guy who wants to be hurt and will automatically choose a woman who is angry and tough and wounded also? Or a man who is so feminine energy that he can't make decisions and he doesn't quite know how to do things, and so he's looking for leadership from you, which throws you into your masculine energy. How many of us want that? No, not very many of us. But there are some of us, so if that's what you want, write me and we'll talk about how you can make that work. Because even if a man is sort of feminine energy and he wants a masculine energy woman, he's still a man, so he still falls in love the same way. So think of it this way: he has a whole sense inside him, a circuit board in his brain that works and fires in a different way, just like muscles fire, emotions fire, and he just wants to feel good. He just wants to feel good and relaxed, whereas we women, we ignore how we feel most of the time. Men don't. They feel how they feel. And they want to be in their heads, but actually they're much more in their hearts in terms of love and romance than we are. We're looking for all different kinds of markers. They're not looking for markers. They're just looking for a feeling. They want to feel good about themselves because men generally feel horrible about themselves. All men, even not wounded men. So if he's feeling horrible about himself, just as a good normal man and not as a horribly wounded man, what's he going to want? He wants to feel good, which means you make him feel good. So he automatically goes for sex, right? That's the obvious one. He wants sex can make him feel good. That's why he communicates through sex. That's how men do that. So you don't want to get caught up in that, right? So the first thing he needs to feel to get started even is safety. Literal safety. You can hear him without reacting or talking about yourself or changing the subject. You can just be there while he's speaking. Yeah, at first he'll start just talking and talking and talking, and you may feel bored. But then you'll realize that you're building a connection, and he's just experiencing the rush of feeling safe with you. So you don't want to be helpful. You're not a therapist. You're not his mother. You don't want to go, oh, yeah, well, maybe you should do this. Some men will try to pull you into that. You just go, oh, I have total faith in you. You sound really awesome. Oh, I love the way you're going through this. I like how you're dealing with this. I'm so sorry you have to deal with this. Just listen, just be there. He'll stop asking for help and he'll simply assume you can listen, and then he'll start to chill and he'll start to calm down and he'll start to be curious about you. That's when it starts. So when he starts being curious about you, are you going to open up? Or are you going to deflect? At the very beginning, when you're there listening, are you listening to him because you don't want to open up? And it's easier just to listen to him or think he's boring? So this is the big step number one. Are you really looking for a real connected relationship, or are you looking for an impossible relationship that you can therefore feel safe and unclaimed and unopened with? So that's the first step. Are you pushing men away because you're more afraid of intimacy than any man you could imagine? I know this to be true of 99% of the women I work with, including my own self. This part of fear of opening up happens all the time. I would rather state anger or upset or complaint than what I really feel and what I really want. Some women can speak about hurt, but they can't speak about love. Some women just would rather put up a brave front all the time. How many of us are like that? I call those being a cactus instead of a fern. Oh, you don't have to worry about me. I'm a cactus. So that's step number one. You have to be prepared to open up and be vulnerable and not even worry about opening him up. It's just you. So let's focus on that and then we'll move on. To get more relationship advice, check out this video next.